Alright, in measure 17, you want to stay at a mezzo forte and no louder, because this is the violin's time to shine. Also in measure 18, you want to pick up and replace that first finger from the E on the D string to the A on the G string. You go 17 to 21. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, now moving on to the next section from 21 all the way to 37. It's a big section. And this section is marked with another one of those terms, C-A-N-T. It means cantabile, which is Italian for singing like. And also you'll notice in this section that we have a slur. And with these slurs, the quarter notes, you want to have a little bit of separation in between the quarter notes. Here we go. From 21. Lift set. Okay, and then you'll also notice in that section that we just passed, in measure 31, that's a second finger on the A string for C natural. And then in measure 34, that's a C natural on your G string. Despite what the key signature says with C sharp, it's marked with an accidental. So that C natural is fourth finger on the G string right on the blue tape. Alright, moving on. Measure 37 starts off with a big chunk of 4 measures of rest. So the way I like to count this is just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, play. Just like that. Here we go. And this is also marked fortissimo and marcato, just like at the very beginning. And measure 41. 1, 2, ready, go. Half note, lift, set, rest. That brings us to the end of this section. Measure 49 is where the next section begins. Okay, mark that lift set in measure 46. And don't forget, there's 2 rests in that measure, not just 1. Some people would just do a lift set and then start the next measure. Alright, moving on. Next section, 49 all the way to 61. 49 to 61. If you look at 49 and 50, those notes aren't exactly the same. They're a little bit different. In 49, it's A, F sharp, G. And then in measure 50, it's A, E, G. Okay, so don't get those two confused. Then if you look at measure 53, it's kind of similar to what we just played at 17, where we're mezzo forte. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and take your pencil and mark mezzo forte in measure 53. Mezzo forte in measure 53. All right, here we go. This is from 49 to 61. Still want slight separation between these quarter note slurs. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. That brings us to 61. And throughout this whole section, it's just the half notes and quarter notes. Just make sure in measure 54 that you pick up and replace that 1 just like you did in measure 18. Alright? Here we go. 61 to the end. In between 61 to 63, there's a lift set on every single rest. In between 61 and 63, there's a lift set on every one of those rests. So it's going to be down, lift set, down, lift set, down, lift set, down, lift set. All right? Same exact thing applies from 68 all the way to the end. Okay, 68 to the end, exact same thing. A lift set on every rest. All right, here we go. 61 to the end. Fortissimo still, very loud. We are 1, 2, ready, go. Lift set, lift set, lift set, lift set, lift set, lift set. Lift set, lift set, lift set, lift set, lift set. Okay, and those are 3 accents at the very last 3 notes right there. All right, that's all you're going to need for sonatine, so just refer to this video as needed.